Comic books don't always have superheroes, but if we look to the origin story of Comickaze, we will find an unlikely hero in Robert Scott. He started the store 30 years ago, stocked it with diverse books, and made it a welcoming environment for customers. He was a champion of comics and the ability of comics to create a community. But in December of 2019, Scott died unexpectedly of health-related issues, leaving the store in the hands of its 2 employees, just as a pandemic was about to shut the world down.
When everything's going well, you can talk about community, and we're a big community.
Lucky Bronson was one of those employees.
But when faced with possibly closing, our customers, our family and friends, they stepped up and started buying stuff and keeping us open. And that's when you know you're part of the community, is when you're at your lowest and people show up.
Bronson now manages Comickaze. He says it's thanks to the community that Scott built and the eclectic stockpile of books he acquired that the store survived.
Because of all that product we had sitting around and our customers' willingness to try something new during the pandemic, it definitely kept us afloat.
Hi.
Megan Massengill is one of those customers.
During the pandemic, we read more, we tried to do pickup more. It's such a pleasure to have built a relationship, and that's what keeps me coming back and supporting them.
Now, things are sort of back to normal.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, man?
Regulars wearing masks of their favorite pop culture icons are back in the store each week to pick up their comic book subscriptions. Gary DEXTER dedicates one night a week to what he calls his adult daycare.
I come here, I get here after work, sometime around about 5 o'clock, and I stay till closing time, and we just review the events in Nerdkind for the week, and it's a highlight of my week.
Bronson provides the kind of customer service you won't find online or at a big chain, says DEXTER.
Second one of those out. But I have my weekly order. They look after me every week, pull the books that I read. So not only is he looking after your own subscriptions, but he knows what you like. He can recommend stuff for you, exposes you to stuff that you would otherwise miss. And I think that's important in a store of this type.
I don't feel overlooked or looked down upon. As a female identifying customer and comic book fan, I feel welcomed. I feel respected.
ALONSO NUNEZ is executive director of Little Fish Comic Book Studio, where he's helping to foster the next generation of comics fans and creators.
A comic store really functions as not just a place to buy comics and to get recommendations, but really as a kind of almost community center, without overstating it, for nerds, for geeks, for just fans of the comic medium, of manga. And it's really important to have the opportunity, as I like to say, to find something completely out of the blue, to almost literally trip over it on the ground.
This really does look cool, though. I'm so sorry I got distracted. I'm like...
And that's one of the joys of Comickaze, where not only are the shelves stocked to bursting point with books, but there are boxes lining the walls with treasures waiting to be unearthed.
That's why I like physical shopping for books. I wasn't coming to buy something tonight, but I might grab this.
IDW Publishing is a San Diego-based company. Its new publisher, NACHIE MARSHAM, says it was a small comics shop, not unlike Comickaze, that hooked him on comics as a kid. Now he appreciates those spaces as more than just a place for nerds to meet and discuss what they love.
From a cold-hearted mercenary aspect of things, like that's just good for the industry and the business in general. Like we want people to be able to get out there and be the ones who are saying, like, what do you mean you've never read this? You have to read this right now. And we're like, yes, please do. We love it a lot too. And it's the lifeblood of, what works for us as we move forward.
Moving forward, Comickaze still faces challenges, especially with supply chain issues and the ever-changing nature of the pandemic. But it has a community it can count on. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.